You don't. It's fine. It's just chicken medicine.
So, Dodge, what can we expect from today's show with you three?
Yeah.
I'd imagine that occasionally I'll get poked and told, shh, you can't say that because today's softies don't like you speaking like that.
You can't say that.
Yeah. We're just going to drift off on tangents, I reckon.
I'm going to try and keep them in line-ish, and it's not going to happen. It's going to be well difficult.
Be all right. Be right.
Be right. Do you know what I mean? You've been on the show before, man. I mean, like I said, anything goes, unrestricted and stuff like that. I don't know what to expect, so enough rambling on for me. Let's roll the intro. It's over to you guys.
All right.
This is risky, ain't it?
A little bit.
At least he came logoed up,
And it fits just right there at the bottom as well.
so it covers your nipple.
Yeah.
Are we getting
Don't
nipples?
show that.
This is what it is.
Not yet.
That doesn't point low enough for yours.
No.
Oh my god. And this is the tone. This is how it's going to be for the rest of the evening. Great.
Yeah, this is where we're starting.
It's all downhill from here. Oh dear. So,
Well, how's it going?
how's your week been?
Stressful? Yeah. I basically saw the writing on the wall the past 2 weeks, and I handed my notice into that place, and then jumping over to somewhere else
Oh, hey,
because
I did you a
if-
really good reference and everything.
it was ridiculous just how much they were trying to get me to do. They were trying to get me to do a manager's job, a deputy manager's job, a team leader's job, and still support on the floor as well.
And were they not paying you?
They were
Pace
pay
it.
me a bit, but nowhere near enough to be doing that.
Were you working for 1PW?
It could be close. Could be close to that. At least I'm not getting an IOU.
Oh lordy. Yep. Right. So we've done nipples and 1PW. Right. Seriously.
Nipples and 1PW.
That's a chant and a half. Right. No more.
I much prefer nipples.
Me too.
How's your shoulder doing?
Do you know what? I think the living in the pain has it's become normal again. Like I do certain things and it hurts, but it's
He's moaning about it all the time. So it's not that
what
normal.
word's forbidden.
Nipples, I think.
Nipples, they're not forbidden, apparently.
Oh, 1PW. We need a bleeper.
Stop it.
Yeah, like I understand that, like, you know, just kind of like living with the pain and stuff and finding a sort of normality with it all.
Yeah, it's we had a bit of a miscommunication. That never happens in wrestling, but we had a miscommunication where someone didn't come for the camp show, and I may or may not have had to partake in a little wrestle in my jeans and a t-shirt because someone ballsed it up.
Right. I am very busy as normal, and I'm very menopausal. Like, so my brain fog is horrific. So I may or may thought that I had a conversation with Hayden. Apparently I had that inside my head. So I didn't tell him that somebody wasn't available. And he found that out on the day.
As I was writing the card and putting the music on the bloody...
I was like, I told you.
The one job I'm allowed to do is in writing a card for a camp show, and it still goes wrong because someone else balls it up.
You should have just rang me. I would have just drove down anyway. I only wanted to do it just because I wanted to be Joe Rage under the Fight Factory logo.
Shits and gigs.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of
You've
them
got all the
across
dates,
summer.
haven't you?
Yeah. Do I?
Yeah.
I've got all the main dates.
You're in the Campshire groupie thing, I'm sure. Did I not add you?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so therefore, I'll be putting all the dates in there. I might not have done it yet.
Right. That makes sense.
What can we talk about that'd be interesting to other people? I'm eating chicken. Is that interesting?
They did one of these and they spoke about chicken. And actually, Simon Wilburn Art, photographer, said that the chicken thigh was underrated. And he's right, because that's what you're eating.
That's what I'm eating, chicken thighs.
It's chicken
Yeah.
thighs.
Chicken thigh is underrated.
Like, they are the best thing
I
ever.
do like chicken thigh.
Especially when you cover them in satay sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
But proper Indonesian satay sauce.
Yeah.
I miss good food.
I tell you what, I had a decent fish and chips last night. Did a Campshire hire. Sorry. He's doing keto and I'm talking about chips. So we did what now?
Yeah, I'm 12 kilo down after 2 weeks.
Oh. But no, I mean, are you fasting right this very minute?
No.
Okay. So yeah,
you can talk about it.
Fish and chips at Tatchell, and they're a bit expensive, but they are nice. It's one of the only reasons I go to that hire, because the fish and chips are decent.
Wow.
Like there's so many people that go to different shows just based on what food is there.
I am. AJ, he literally doesn't like going to one of the camp shows that we do because we don't get discount on food and there's nothing that he really likes. Whereas he'll go to the Cleethorpes one every single week because they do autistic burger and chips.
From the McCartors,
it's that bad that even the staff refer to it as, the autism burger with him now.
Yes.
Right.
There's nothing
Plain, no flavour, no seeds on the bun.
Chips in a bowl so that it doesn't touch the rest of it. Standard.
Fucking hell.
This is my life. This is what I have to deal with.
But he has flavour though. He'll eat flavour.
Who? I am.
You.
Me, I'm not autistic. There's nothing proven. There's no bit of paper yet.
We don't need a bit of paper.
It's nothing proven. It's like somebody trying to get done for murder, isn't it? The way you make it sound.
There's no proof.
There's no proof. You haven't got any proof on me.
No. You haven't.
Right, I'll live with you. And there's daily proof.
She's going to start writing daily notes on you and submitting them.
Honestly. Should we start listing him?
Try it. You might get cancelled for bullying.
No, it's not
bullying. A hidden disability that I don't have.
You might have.
No proof.
Oh, everybody don't want to see your food. Pack it in. That's grim. Do you have a left and a right sock?
That's the one that I was listening to on the podcast, and I was thinking like, right. So it is a sensory thing because the fact that like you feel that they've molded a certain way once you've taken them off and put them back on.
Yeah.
And I've been keeping track of my own sock habits since then and figuring out that like I can just like put them on and that's
it. You see?
No, you can't. You've got the big toe. It's molded.
But then it'll just remold though, won't it?
Yeah,
no, but it feels uncomfortable in the trainer, doesn't it?
So he notices his socks.
I don't know.
He won't let me put his right shoe on before his left.
I don't need my shoes putting on all the time.
It's hard that though, isn't it? Because everybody's on the spectrum a little bit.
Yeah, but people say that though, right? We all have traits, but we're not on the spectrum a little bit. You're either on the spectrum or you're not. It's just that some people have more traits than
some
others.
people got injections. Causes it. Saw it on the internet once.
Are you having a laugh?
There's people near my house that still vandalize a 5G tower.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. So it's their fault that the signal goes down every now and again then.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Brilliant.
4G was apparently fine. 5G, out of control.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Too far.
You can't have more powerful mobile signal. That's ridiculous.
God, it's them Chinese trying to get our data, isn't it?
Apparently so.
And also, I'm an 8th Chinese. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah. Good.
1/8 Chinese.
1/8. So what's the rest here?
8 Chinese, 8th Indonesian, quarter Dutch, half English.
It's like a Heinz 57.
Yeah.
A mongrel, some would say.
Take the roll off the end of it.
Now that's bullying.
It's not.
It would have been worse if you found some like Caribbean in your blood somewhere, because that would have been found for reasons.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd still be the same, because like I get the bad side of all the genetics, don't I?
Yeah.
Like I'm really pale, even though there's dark skin in our family. I got the small eyes and bad eyesight.
Let's just say something else then.
I'm short from the Indonesian and Chinese side. I'm not tall like the Dutch side. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you just got but then like you're large built though, aren't you? You got large frame on you.
He's not calling you fat. He's calling you muscular.
That might be chemically enhanced.
Not right now. It's not. Can't see your nipples, so it's definitely not right now.
Well, are we gonna talk anything wrestling?
Do you know?
I don't know what do we usually talk about wrestling besides that it's really, really annoying.
I'd rather not, to be fair. It's too much wrestling in my life.
Too much politics.
There is too much politics in wrestling. If
Yeah,
everybody
there is.
listening could just work together, then this whole world would be such a better place.
The whole world,
The
just
whole
because of
world.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing, that you've been able to drum up a relationship with PPW, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to that show, actually.
Yeah, it should be a good it should be a good showing that like companies can actually just work together and it's all right. No one dies. No show goes on.
Fair, for since day one,
Like,
we've
we've done
kind
it,
of
though.
reached out and worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
If wrestling's doing well, It's the general public. I don't think really see brands, do they? They just see the word wrestling.
Yeah, I think that's true to a certain degree. I think there's certain brands that stick out more than others, but there's also shows that stick out more than others as well. And it's always a clear tell when somebody's actually bothering to set up a show properly and get good people and, you know, bothering to actually have good production and everything.
This is true. I mean, there's some ones that stand out for all the wrong reasons.
Do you want to name them?
That's not.
Best not. I'll remain filtered.
Scared.
No, Jesus, no, I'm not scared at all. I mean, if anything, like it'd be great because then I wouldn't have to run Fight Factory anymore. It'd be wonderful. But no, I'll not, because there are too many people out there that get offended very easily and they don't like it when somebody has an opinion, namely me. Like, if I open my mouth about something, Jesus.
You wouldn't have thought you were in this business for 13 years, would you?
I know nothing about it at all. No experience whatsoever.
I've had a computer since I was a teenager. I know nothing about them.
I think people confuse sometimes the idea of like being a fan of something and the idea about knowing about it. So like, you know the industry, but you're just not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, from an entertainment perspective, you can always be a good judge of it because you've seen entertaining people and you've seen that kind of spark of something that you can kind of, you know, latch onto and grab onto and push forward and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, you're not going to go like, oh, well, you did that old wrong, you bastard.
Yeah, I mean...
So I've just seen the comment. Do you think fans are too critical?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
In some ways,
In some ways, yes, but I think wrestlers are more critical, and people within the business are more critical. because they're looking at it from a certain perspective, whereas most fans appreciate the art form. They're not looking for the little bits that we may overanalyze.
Yeah, but you've always got them ones that are sat in their bedroom.
Oh yeah,
you probably haven't left their bedroom for about 10 years.
100%.
And they are really critical of the moves that's been done, the storylines that's been done, and thinking they can do better. And they're the ones that really get under my skin sometimes.
I don't know if it's that or if it's that they maybe expect too much.
Yeah, I think that there's a bit of a line that's crossed over from wrestlers to fans where because maybe they're friends with a wrestler or because they have taken training a few times or something like that they feel that they have some kind of ownership on it.
Yeah. And there's definitely some people who want to be wrestlers that should stay on the other side of the barrier.
Yeah.
That shouldn't. And it's not like because of anything against them. It's just they're not capable.
Yeah.
And there's too much, like when you're booking people for shows, it's a really risky business at the minute. So like ever since Speaking Out, the first thing I have to do is, are they on a list somewhere? Right.
Yeah.
And are they on a list that I don't know about? And if they
is the list validated?
Yeah, like is it validated
because
or whatever?
There's a lot of people who have been outed for things that
they didn't do.
They either didn't do or
wasn't.
You can put the perspective of there was drugs, there was mental health, there was alcohol, and these things are things that in some way you're not in control of.
No, they're also it's in their private life, and actually, if they've like repented, for want of a better word, or whatever, or they're holding down like a normal paid day job, etc., then should they still be on that list? But it's always a really difficult topic, isn't it? Like you advertise somebody, oh, you can't book him, he did that, or she did that, and it's like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, and it's like, well, one, he did that 3 years ago, and he's completely turned himself around since then. And it's like, how serious of a thing do you forgive to sort of be able to say like you can actually turn your life around, and you're actively doing that, and you're actively like, really sort of pushing yourself hard to become a better person.
Yeah. We all make mistakes, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the episode of our podcast with Ion and me, when we were speaking with Nathan, we went over this briefly on the video, but afterwards it's something we went into a bit of depth with as well. There's so many people who, that have made these mistakes in a public eye, and they're not being allowed to change their lives because of a mistake or something they did maybe 10 years ago, or something where they were in a relationship and the other person was as bad, but they were listened to more.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. It's
and obviously there were some horrendously bad acts outed as well.
Yeah,
there's some people that like try to come back that shouldn't be trying to come back.
No.
And it's a ridiculous idea to think that wrestling would ever let them back in. That those people are there, and those people are validly pushed out and gone.
Yeah.
But it's I just feel bad for the people that have had a story or situation that probably should have just been kept behind closed doors because it doesn't involve anybody else at all. And
because
it's
people
just
have private life, and it should be kept
that's another
private.
thing where are fans too critical? Are they too critical, or do they know the character and not the person sometimes?
Yeah.
Because they think they know you, and you see this from this level all the way up to the top. They believe they own a bit of you.
Yeah.
Some of them. Not all. Sitting down when you're having lunch with your friends, or you're walking around with your kids, and they think they can just own that time with you, and weird.
Or if you receive a message at 10, 11 o'clock at night from a fan, and you don't get back to them there and then, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm in bed at that point because I have a day job that I go do as well, and I need my rest. And there's sometimes especially recently, I've had to say to people, look, if I've not messaged you back in a couple of days, could you please prompt me? Because I've got that much to do that it's really difficult. So far, I've managed to balance everything and I've not missed anything, touch wood. But it is hard. So, you know, booking these shows and making sure that everybody's happy and trying to make sure that storylines work and that everybody gets a fair shot and follow the rules that we've set out as part of the training school and everything, that is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it's hard to juggle everything at once, and I think for you, the way that you've managed it almost seems impossible sometimes. When, like, you know, because I know some of the stuff that you do at your job and stuff, and how tasking that is, and then you've come right through until the weekend, and at the weekend you're there with the ring, managing it well, just doing everything that you can. And then you can see that your stress level is right here, and some arsehole will come over, spill you over at any point, but you're just keeping it there, and you're just like, yeah.
Hi, the arsehole.
Yeah, normally. It's almost like he comes in and tries to poke the bear to see, right, what reaction can I get this time? Although, the last time at the X-Church when, the final game of the season for Lincoln, who'd been playing Wrexham. So he'd gone. I was like, you just go watch the final game of the season. I'll set it up. We had a guest seminar and everything. So I'd had loads to set up. And he brought me coffee. And that was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I made one.
He made one. So that's even better, that he actually made one and didn't die whilst using the coffee machine. Or ring to need help.
But then in a very much smaller fashion compared to like your capacity for what you're doing with work, that's Dutch showing his capacity now that he doesn't have wrestling in the mix of his head.
Yeah, because he can make a coffee now.
But like,
you should have seen my effort yesterday. The coffee machine just spit water at me.
It did.
But you've also cooked as well since the.
I made eggs all of my own.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like you're doing these things because you've got gaps in your head where you'd normally be thinking about wrestling or normally be thinking about like doing something.
And since I've started my new job as well, I've come home and pretty much every day, like the dishwasher's been done, and he's even put stuff in the washing machine to be washed.
And that's honestly like. It is. No, because I'm about to say like it is on a small level, but I'm exactly the same way. If I don't have wrestling, I've got so much mental capacity for everything else, all of the other shit, all of it.
Can you imagine what I would get done if I didn't have wrestling on top of me? Current, wow,
yeah,
the opportunities would be endless.
It sounds like we're selling up, yeah.
Because it's not a finite thing to think about. I don't think. I think wrestling is something that you just, if you were involved in it, you're just constantly thinking about it. Yeah. Because from a wrestler's perspective, it's always about promos, about image, about training, about being able to accomplish everything. Your next match. Oh, should I get more bookings? Or maybe I should talk to that guy. I can't remember whether I spoke to this guy before. Did he actually get back to me? Am I left on red? What a wanker. Like all that kind of stuff, like you're just constantly thinking about, because you're taught, especially like the time that like Dutch came in and myself, like it's you're just taught to like network and hustle all the time. So like you're always thinking about it, and you're always thinking about like where you could kind of place yourself and get like a regular booking somewhere. And then for you as an owner, you're constantly thinking about it, like where am I going to place people? Where am I going to do this? Like, does the storyline make any sense?
Yeah, I've still on that note, I've still got to do some planning for June 28th. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure it works on paper. And in fact, I've actually got the card written, but then I look at it and I go, but he won't be happy, or they won't be happy. It'll all lead on to something like over the next few shows.
Oh no, my make-believe character's got butthurt about something.
It is. because wrestling is easy and we make it hard. That's why.
Yes. Why does everybody make it so difficult?
I don't know. It was a saying that Rampage told to me that Drew told to him. Said wrestling's easy and it doesn't make it complicated, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's because there's too much human emotion involved as well.
Yeah.
But I always say to everybody, come to me with your ideas, because if you can develop your character and if you can do something that you're really invested in, then one, you're going to put on a better performance, and you're going to put better performance on for me for storylines going forward. And then if you're putting on a better performance, the fans are going to enjoy it more. And if the fans are enjoying what you're doing, I'm going to book you more often. So when I say to him, like, come on, like, show me, what do you want? Egos play a massive, massive part in wrestling. There's far too much of them.
Egos play a massive part in today's wrestling.
Yes.
I think it's always been a thing, but
I think social media.
Yeah, it has.
Time to someone where this is going to go. So I'm going to be very careful how I word this one.
But it's going to be very obvious, you know that, right?
No, it's not, because I'm not aiming at one specific person, but I know one person, if he listens to it along with his mum, will think it's them. But there's been so many times where someone is put into a position on a show. You all right there, Doc?
Fuck my life.
Where they're put into a position on the show, and we've protected that character. And I say we, she, or Kieran, or whoever's been writing at the time, have protected that character. You're not going to lose here. Someone else is going to lose for you to build you up, and they're seeing it as a punishment, or they don't understand that. Okay, you're not in a 20-minute match today. You're in a spot where you come out and you do a promo, or you come out and you beat someone down, or you come out and interfere in a match. This has been every situation that we've seen it in, and they get upset because they're not the main event. And there's some people who just don't realize that you're a cog in the machine. You've seen it when you've been down at our gym. I'll say I don't mind when I was wrestling, like, where on the show I am. If I'm just out there to jump someone, if I'm out there to save someone, if I'm out there to do a 20-minute match, if I'm opening or closing, if I'm the piss break, if there's such a thing in a show anymore, which there shouldn't be.
No.
But you're there to tell a part of the story for the main bit of the show.
Yeah.
Too many people are upset by it.
And that's, I think people hold on to a childhood dream at first, and it becomes, I don't want to change this character or do this promo or be in this situation because my character is this, and he or she is following this route, and this is what I do, and I can't stay out of that because that's not my character and that's not what I want to do in WWE.
Yeah.
Eventually, once you get a realistic view of like the whole industry, you start to go, well, I still don't want to do funny stuff because I'm a serious character and I don't want to be like dressed up in a fucking tutu and do this and do that.
Damn it, I'm going to have to change the story now, Joe.
Yeah. And they don't see that you're a page of a book. You're not anything but that. You're just a character at that time for that particular chapter of that book, because we're all telling a story that leads to this.
Yeah.
And that this might be one singular person getting a belt. It might be, a stable running wild on everybody. It could be a new heel coming in and just destroying everyone. It could be anything, but we're all working to this end because this is what the booker wants. The booker wants this at the end, so we're working to this. And it would make sense if I did this, because then that hints to that, and then this then leads to this. And they don't see the inner workings of it. They just see their character and they just see what they're doing. And sometimes that can go toxic, and where they have big egos and they think, well, I'm actually really talented at what I'm doing. I've been told so loads and loads of times, but my character isn't very versatile. I'm going to keep my character not versatile because I'm told I'm doing very, very well. That must mean my character as well. So I'm not going to change that. And people build these rules in their head, and it's completely out of nothing because they've been told one thing and just because they have an attachment to something else.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, a bit of a spoiler for Sunday's release of the Lad and Dad. It's again something I bring up in training all of the time, but it's something again that we spoke of with Rogan, in that who remembers every single serious angle that Kurt Angle or that Stone Cold or that The Rock did.
Yeah,
you're more inclined to remember the funny shit. So you're more inclined, not even just the funny shit, the moments, but Kurt Angle with the little cowboy hat and the little guitar, and Steve Austin with the beer bash, and Kurt with the milk one, and The Rock with "This Is Your Life" with Mick Foley.
Yeah.
You know, people remember those moments, and not always the super serious stuff. Moments have to work together with the serious side, and if you can't see past you're only doing this, I think that means you're the problem and not the person who's written the story or not the machine behind it.
Yeah, because how moldable are you? How moldable are you to this story? Like how versatile is your character? Yeah.
Because when I ask for people's input and then I get nothing, and then I make a decision, they're like, "Well, I don't like that." Oh, come on. Like, giving you opportunity to come and tell me. Like, come on.
And I love Corey for that, because like me and him think very similarly on a lot of stuff. And I just love telling him how good he is, because I know he fucking hates it.
Oh, I have video of him being very awkward.
Yeah, and it's just like it's just having that grasp on something. And I think once you've got like a good grasp on it, that's when you start to meet like-minded people, and it's like, okay, so me and Corey think the same way, so keep him around, because that's going to be a good situation to kind of like think about in the future, for the future of us, because you know we're going to start to agree on things and piece larger things together, because I can't think of all these moving parts by myself. If I think about them with him, we can like build something together that's very like-minded, and it'll lead to the same goal, whatever that is.
And this is it. Even after this for 13 years, I still need help. I still need input. And unless you learn and grow and develop your knowledge by having other people's input, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And you know, wrestling has changed over the last 13 years, and we've had to grow and mold with that as well. But there's certain things that I won't change because I know that it works.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't been around for this long for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
We've stood the test of time, as it were. So yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I need some kitchen roll.
You need some kitchen roll.
I don't like the feeling on my fingers.
It's not autistic.
Piss off, we've changed the subject now.
But yeah, like I think that I don't know. I think that like once you start to build like-minded people being in the same place, that's when you get that magic that a lot of bigger companies have had, to be able to explode.
It's about everyone pushing the same direction, isn't it?
Yeah. Like having that eureka moment, but you're all having it at the same time because you all kind of think the same way. Now we've got something here. We've got like a bit of magic that we can all push forward because everybody's working to the same goal, and that's more really, I think, where we're at. Really, it's just like, you know, we want these people to come forward. We want these people to step forward, so then we can all think to the same goal. So I don't have to think about this person because I know that they're going to do this on behalf of this match and that match, so that they can later on then feud down the line. And it's the same thing for you, Becca, where like you get to see people just kind of working and having these sparks of stuff where you can kind of take a bit of a step back and just be like, there we go. That's all I wanted.
Yeah. But most of the time in like my pre-show meetings, I say, right, this is what you can't do. And it's usually don't jump off the top of the cage. Don't do stupid shit that's going to get you hurt. Right.
Pick your moments for stuff.
Yeah. Pick your moments for stuff. And can we not have like a jump to the outside or whatever on every single match, right? Let's make it individual, right? That's basics. But then I say to them, do what you like. You know your characters, go do it.
Yeah.
This is who I want over. Go tell a story.
Yeah, and I think in the shows of 2025, there have been some key moments that that actually like push the watching of it forward. I think people are reacting with the camera a lot more, and that's going to show in the filming, like as it starts to get released and stuff.
Yeah, I think.
There's loads of people that don't listen to that, Laurie.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've been one of those people with you, especially. Like, there's been a match where you and Dale were doing the writing, and you were like, "Well, we don't want you to do that match," and kind of just did it, but it worked because I knew it'd work. And that's not to sound really cocky. It was my risk, and if it fucked up, then.
But I didn't disagree completely.
No, but you did disagree because you'd heard about previous matches similar.
Yeah. But it did work.
And I think that's good as well, because like having that kind of sense of doubt makes everybody want to, especially if it's something that they're passionate about doing, makes everybody work a little bit harder to make it work.
Yeah.
Because maybe not necessarily that would have worked had somebody not have questioned it. People might have just done it but gone through the motions about doing it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So because, kind of having that like, oh well, I've got a point to prove.
Yeah. Well, it was a match that Flex and I did that I'm referring to. And the guys on the main were running late because they'd done another show. So I kind of said, look, we can do a match, or we could do something totally different. And we did a comedy match, which was different to any other sort of comedy match I'd ever done. And Dale had told Becca about one where he'd seen it go and really the crowd just didn't bite to anything. When you find out kind of the more intricacies about why it didn't work, it's like, right, okay, but I think we can make this work. Oh, it's a risk. Yeah, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, and it's us out there. So let's trial it, and if it doesn't work, we'll just escalate into violence.
Why not?
and see what happens from there. Like we're both old enough to understand it's the audience's reaction we're working for. So when they were reacting to what we did, actually we brought the audience up maybe too much going into the main. But it gave us permission to work the comedy hardcore match that I share as often as I remember to, where it was over 18 show, where it was Kieran and me against Supremely Buff. And that involved a massive 3-foot penis.
Yes.
I was going to say, is that one? Yeah.
Frying pans.
Yep. Never did I think when I started a wrestling business that I would be duct taping a giant 3-foot cock to somebody and then go on, yes, go on, have some fun.
Well, it's yeah.
Honestly.
It's just wrestling, isn't it? It's like I think that's what I've always liked about it, is that it's so unpredictable, and that there's always something that everybody can kind of do and contribute to it.
Yeah. I think sometimes you have to take risks, though, don't you? Because, like, again, with Laurie commenting there on the memories, if it weren't for that risk, the butterfly effect to what it did for certain matches that I've had, and again, I'm only talking for myself here, but it led to the over 18 show where it was, again, Kieran, me, Laurie Valentine, over 18s in a nightclub, where we did some really stupid shit. I shouldn't have been on that show because I was so poorly. But actually, when we watch it back to this day, we still like message each other and say this match again, and then we'll all four watch it or something. It's something where if you don't take risks, you'll never work outside your comfort zone either.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like speaking of egos and stuff like that, like I think there aren't a lot of wrestlers anymore that would have taken the beating off Laurie that I did in terms of like heavyweights and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially like, a kind of horror style character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But Did it or did it not get a reaction from the audience? Like,
yeah, and it was I could see what it was doing for her because it was her momentum. She was coming off win after win after win, and then that just kind of cemented her a little bit in my mind, anyway. Like so being able to kind of beat a monster and move past it and be the champion and everything like that. I thought it was a good match. I thought it kind of like showed both of us. It gave something to us both.
The one thing that we've always tried to do is just show that wrestling is wrestling. Like, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, whatever. Wrestling's wrestling. When you step in those ropes, you are a wrestler.
Yeah. Well, nothing else should come into it other than the performers in ring are capable of putting together something that works for an audience. There should be no other thing that comes into that. Height, weight, gender, race, none of it should matter when it comes to you're working for your audience.
Yeah. And to be able to see how like Laurie puts things together and trust her with that journey, I wanted her to be the heavyweight champion. But then there were so many people out there going, but she's a woman. Like, why is she a heavyweight champion? And that really, really used to like piss me off.
Yeah.
You know,
there's no reason why she couldn't have been.
No, exactly. And she carried that championship really, really well. Really well. And every time she stepped, you know, in that ring, she put in her all. Always has, always will do. So it becomes really frustrating. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, the rumor mill that happens on social media and stuff, you know, it's like Fight Factory don't but women. Right. Well, we do but women because my heavyweight champion was a woman. But all of our
one of the first in the UK as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and all of our the way that our shows are structured is that it's people from our training school that we want to be able to go against somebody who's going to make them better.
Yeah.
And you can't help the demographic and the place that you're in. And unfortunately, in Lincoln, there's not that many women that come forward to wrestle.
Oh, kids classes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kids class is full of girls,
the boys.
And that has changed. That has definitely been a change since, especially like the Lionesses and stuff with the football. Well, we have noticed that
it started like when Kaya started to get on the shows, and then Malika, and then female developed. Sports in general. You're seeing it.
Has had an uplift, hasn't it? But it's just that's where it can become very, very frustrating. But I think what some people don't realise is that actually our shows are academy shows. They're just really high quality with the production that we've got. You know, some of these shows actually for academy styles you would normally have in a church hall with no lights and sounds or nothing, but actually we make sure that our academy shows have all of that. That's the thing that we've set ourselves for years. But you can go elsewhere and train.
It's a blended show, isn't it? Because they're not all trainees. You're always a trainee in the scheme of it because you're always learning. But
you are always learning. But that is what we do: is we bring the trainees and we go, right, who can we put you on against that's going to make you better? That's going to allow you to learn something every time you step in front of
elevate the dressing room.
Yeah, you know, I always base it on like, who do I want in that locker room? Are you a decent person? Are you going to be a knobhead and wind people up, or are you going to do something that's right?
We all wind each other up. We're all knobheads for that.
No, I get that. But there's a difference between that.
We're different kind of knobheads.
Like, going back to like, do you think egos play a part in wrestling? Hopefully not at Fight Factory, because I don't like egos in my locker room. And I've not been frightened to go, right, you can fuck off. I'm not dealing with that. No. You either elevate everybody or you go, because I don't want that. And I've said that to people in the academy as well. If you're not able to elevate your fellow wrestler, trainee, academy member, then you're not welcome.
Yeah, because that's how everybody gets better. Everybody gets better by being with somebody better.
Yeah.
And if you're constantly upping your game with somebody else who's constantly doing that as well, then that's when you get like the partnerships that we've seen breed really great wrestlers.
Yeah, and competition is healthy as well when done in the right way. Like, obviously, you know, I don't stand for bullying and bullshit at all. And if I get wind of it, I deal with it. sometimes people say I maybe deal with it in the wrong way. I don't know. But I just don't stand for it. Simple as. Got policies and procedures in place for a reason.
But I remember, like, one of the proudest things for me was when we were doing the double shots, and people had earned their space on the over 18 show to the point where, well, my story had finished, so I'm not needed on that show. And in one hand, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's an over 18 show. I love doing them. But on the other side of the coin, the guys have got to the point where I'm actually not needed. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, there was no upset about it. I wasn't needed in a match. Sorry, I ended up doing a promo segment being put through a table, but like, you know, there's no to start the next bit of the story. But there was no match, and I wasn't butthurt about it. I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, people have stepped up.
But then, where do you sit mentally, having to take a kind of step back away from wrestling for now?
Right now, do you know what? It's a mixed one, if I'm honest, because at the gym, I'm coming up with creative things for people more so than what I'd have done before. Like, I can't even name something off the top of my head, but like, just seeing something like that had actually really worked for you. For one of the new girls, actually, for the life of me now, I can't remember what it was. When I see her tomorrow, I'll remember. But there's been a lot more creativity for other people's roles and trying to make them see, don't just copy this person, that person. Like, you need to come up with your way of doing these things. So I've been much more freely creative with that. But I am a moody bastard, I think.
I think initially, like, looking at it from a wife's perspective, right? When we stood in that room and the surgeon went, I think this is a career ender, the look on your face, he may as well have told you got cancer. It was horrible. It was like a devastating blow. It was horrific. And I remember sort of like years ago trying to rebuild you after your back injury. And I was worried that we were going to go back to that point. Because that's
what, drugs and alcohol?
No.
Let's do it.
the like, how much rehabilitation is it going to take mentally and physically?
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Yeah, I said I'd arrange doing it. We'll do it after this. Anne's going, when we're getting picked up? Shortly. Sent him a message. So to see that and to know that potentially he wouldn't wrestle again, that is a big, big thing. Wrestling has been part of our marriage and our relationship right from the off. Everything is built around Fight Factory. Everything. So to potentially have that where he's not able to be as heavily involved in that and to have to shift things, that's scary.
But also in my head, there's still stuff I can do. So I had to step into a match, right? And I said to her, as a joke, I said, look, if no one can cover it, who's like really local and can get here within an hour, then I'm pretty sure I can do it and not lose the audience and not take away from the other guy. So I did a very, very basic job with Joel. And to be creative with it. Sorry?
He's getting so good.
Oh,
yeah, so this is again why I kind of chose him, because he worked with me when my back went that time. So I was like, right, okay, this is how we'll do it. That I'm on the merchandise stand as I have been for the past few times at this show, and it's a holiday park where there's a lot of owners, so they get to know you. You know, quite a few of them do follow me on social media. So, okay, he can come out and do this and call me out like, oh, yeah, you're the guy who beat me here several times and done this and done that. But now look at you working the merchandise stand with your wife, and just give a load of abuse while also giving a lot of abuse to the people at the holiday park, because all they can afford is a caravan holiday rather than going to Spain or Vegas or whatever it was he was saying. So going out there and being able to, okay, well, there's still something here. If you want to have a fight about it, and getting people to buy into that, that was a pretty cool, again, creative thing to the point where I jokingly said to her, I said, "Oh, we can make the interval 5 minutes because no one's going to want to come in and do the in rings with a guy in jeans and a t-shirt." And it literally happened where the girl announced, "Yeah, 5 minute interval where you can get your pictures." And I thought, "Oh, there's 2 people by the ring." I turned round and we've sold out of the posters.
Queue was massive.
Literally sold out.
But you needed that. You absolutely needed that. The fact that you
Broke a sweat and I only did 5 minutes work.
the fact that you were doing that, like mentally, I think that did you the world of good.
It probably did.
Yeah, but the trouble is he was really struggling because he's like, "I'm not tanned. I've not got this. I've not got
I've
that.
not got my chewing gum."
And then when I found some chewing gum in my handbag, you have never seen a man so happy. Because
Not putting my shoes on in the right order because I didn't have my boots to put on.
You know,
The biggest thing you teach people at Fight Factory.
Sucking donkey balls, according to Laurie above that comment.
The biggest thing that
Oh no,
teach,
it sucks donkey balls. Sorry.
The biggest thing that we teach at Fight Factory is that
Respect and safety.
yeah, respect and safety. No one is bigger than the next person. No one's more important. You know.
No one's bigger than the word wrestling.
Yeah. You're all a cog in a wheel that will only turn if everybody is playing ball at the same time. And you're all just as important as each other. And
opinions when it comes to wrestling matter whether you're on day one or you've been doing it 50 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know if anybody fucking learns anything from my promo classes at all, but like the biggest thing I've always...
If you look at the promo classes and the people in there who've been in there since day one, okay, we've got a couple who are just them ones who just get it. So these 2 or 3 are the ones where you're just like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But if you look at is it fair to name them?
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at Carter. Yeah. Before the promo classes, he would try to do a promo and he would try to put some emotion behind what he was doing, but he was very, very nervous and very awkward.
Yeah.
He put a camera phone in front of himself or someone else did it and you could see
literally go inside.
Yeah, he may as well have been a turtle.
Yeah.
Right,
there was a lot of one-to-one DMing from him at first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you look at him and he's telling a story from the facial expressions to the body language to the emotion to the anger to the worry to every emotion is
he's
there.
One of the first to like send me storylines and stuff, and also he's the first that will go, "Oh, ring hire, I'll come with you." And it's because he wants to learn and he wants to see it, and you know he's doing like tremendous, really is.
Yeah, he wants to be. He really loves it and wants to be engrossed by it. I suppose the biggest thing that I've kind of harped on about in the promo classes is that they shouldn't be so attached to the idea of their character right now, and so rigid with it. Like it's because what that is going to be so much different in like a few years' time or even a few months' time.
Yeah.
Like it's never going to stay the same if you're wanting to actually learn this and grow it and everything like that.
So if you look at Jenna on that train track, the first promos were very much just, I mean this in the nicest possible way, they were just what you'd probably say on the street if someone pissed you off.
Yeah.
They weren't promo. And now the last one she did was actually structured so much better and there was a bit of character behind it. There was still, obviously there's still a bit of work. We can, you know, no matter how long you're in it, you can always have to work on your promo, but it was night and day in the space of what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the promo, how long has the promo class been going on?
Oh God, since
about a year?
No, it's not a year. It was it just before Christmas we started it?
Maybe, yeah.
No, because they sent them to people before Christmas. So, oh God, it could be coming up a year.
I think it's been going on a long time.
Shit a break.
Wow.
Where did that year go?
Yeah, they're doing all right, really. And then even with Tilly, like her stuff has gotten loads better. But I know that she's doing acting classes as well, though.
Yeah, Yeah, again, that's another one. Like the confidence in the promo seems to be there, and then afterwards there's all the I did this wrong. Just believe in yourself for a bit,
Yeah.
and look at the difference it's made.
Yeah, she's sending over a whole like self critiques and stuff, and it's like it's nice, but let other people just critique you. Just give the mind a rest a bit. I don't think she knows how to give herself a rest.
No. I think that's partially on us though, because we get them to do promos on people, and sometimes we send them to those people, and sometimes we don't. So they're always a bit on edge whether they're going to get a promo back or someone going, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
Yeah. So I want to do that again. I think we've got Shiloh coming back soon, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we not send it?
Yeah, he's done some.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. So, and he's with Sam this year.
Yes.
Yeah. So
September.
maybe I'll get them all to do them on Sam.
Yeah.
And see, let them research Sam Knight, find him, look at all of his stuff, and then they can build a promo from that.
Yeah, it's. I think they thrive on being set the tasks rather than okay, just send us what you think.
Sometimes the challenges make me laugh, and sometimes they're posted on purpose to make me laugh.
Oh, that's just reminded me. I do need to post something in that group right now because otherwise I won't do it.
To be honest, though, I mean, I don't really take part in the promo group a lot, but I am in there and I do see it, and I flit in and out and I look
just
at them.
remembered something about it,
and it does help me kind of plan who moving forward am I going to be able to, who's ready for shows, who's this, who's that.
Yeah.
And it is good, and seeing the ones that are able to change and able to take direction, that's a lot easier.
And also they're able to implement it to an audience.
Yeah.
Rather than you're going to cut your hand off, Madison.
What are you doing?
So implement it to an audience. AJ did his first promo, big, long promo to an audience. And we kind of sat there like, oh God, he's going to say fuck on a camp show. And you know, he actually produced a really good promo to the level that he's been doing in the group, but without any of the swears.
Yeah, he was.
I think when he gets adrenaline, he's not uncontrollable or unpredictable.
I don't know.
Because when you look at his matches and when you look at his promos and stuff, because I think he gets a little short burst of adrenaline when he's doing a promo challenge as well.
Yeah,
because it's a task that I've set him. Yeah. Because I've set him that task and now he has to complete it, and he has to complete it within 3 days. Oh no, I have to do this promo.
Do you know how stressful it is living in a house when you've set a promo task and it don't go right for him? I literally want to leave. Honestly, drives me mental.
Class.
The amount of meltdowns that ensue is unreal.
Yeah, he does get a bit. Oh, that one was really shit. That was shit because I kind of paused on a word. And...
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. Like he seems the type to not let it go out unless he thinks it's perfect.
Yeah, he's definitely like that.
That's the other reason why I like the time limit as well, because some people feel a bit of pressure, do the promo, and then just send it. Like Joel will sometimes do that, knowing full well that he's going to get critiqued on these little slip-ups that he's got, but he just wants to do it and do a one-take Jake every time.
Yeah.
One of my favourite promos with him was from the cup of tea.
Yeah. That's still one of the best, because they actually put a bit of production value into it.
He did. I was like,
the angle of it all.
It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I do pay attention, you see.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favourite one as well.
What?
I was just wiggling my ears against my head.
He likes the feel of his penis earrings in his lobes.
Well, that's a conversation. Well done.
Prince Albert had 2 of those on his nipples, didn't he?
Chris, take that.
Yeah.
Turns round, he gets concussion.
I've got the same one in my nipple. It's just smaller.
Yeah, thank God.
Nice.
Yeah, that ain't going to fit through my nipple.
Ouch.
Might.
No, he had to take his piercing out for his last scan on his shoulder, and trying to get it back in was a nightmare.
I want to get an eyebrow piercing, but it just won't work for wrestling. This one's bad enough.
Hello? You want to speak to Joe? 1994? Yeah, I'll tell him you're on the phone.
Your earrings are from 1994.
Yeah.
That's where we belong. We don't belong in another generation. That's where we left.
And his hair. Everything's from 1994.
My hair isn't. It's gone.
It's gone. It's growing back, though.
Yeah.
Going grey.
Not grey. I'm seasoned.
A bit of salt and pepper, that's all.
Exactly.
A lot of salt and pepper.
Mine's getting thicker in this little corner. It's spreading.
It's everywhere.
Look at that.
Honestly.
I had
And then there,
a week. Oh, I had a week from hell in that job that I left, and I saw the white hairs in my beard. I've never seen white hairs there before, and then suddenly after that shift, there.
Oh, we just didn't want to tell you. We saw him.
No, you didn't. You didn't see him.
What do you mean the beard next? We're not like getting rid of that. That's divorce territory, Laurie. Don't shave his beard off. I'll leave him. He's now thinking about it.
I've been thinking about it since I grew it. Can't stand the thing.
It gets itchy, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm a fish.
That's why I randomly shave all the time, because I'd get sick of this. The bit all itchy there all the time.
Do you know the worst bit for me is when you're eating and then the food touches these bits and then you know it's there. Ugh.
Yeah, or like you have some greasy food or something, and then you feel now that all of your beard is greasy.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Toothpaste. When you get toothpaste in it.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Fanny batter?
Right,
Why did you
what
whisper
the hell?
that?
Oh, because I wasn't going to say it out loud.
I'm eating apples there. What the hell?
Yeah. That too.
Anyway, that too.
Don't know, I've been married that long.
Oh, mate. Shave it.
Yeah.
I didn't say out loud, Laurie. He did. I tried to be discreet.
To keep some kind of decorum.
Uh-huh.
She's from Hull. No such thing.
This is true.
Well,
There we go.
you've killed the conversation
I have
again by
not killed
talking
the
about fanny
conversation.
batter.
I did. Joe don't know what to say. He's like,
Nah. I'm not leading this. I know it looks like I'm interviewing you two, but that's not what I'm actually doing.
I'm not doing that because I have to do it on my own podcast and Ion just sits there.
Yeah, you should be great at it now.
yeah, you should.
Segueing into other conversations all the time.
Do it by accident.
That's like normal life, though. He'll like start talking to me about something, and it'll be from like 50 conversations ago. You're not going to reach him from there.
But that's also really relaxing, because once you've settled that in your head, it's like, I don't have to think about that now. Because it'll have been there, but he can't remember it.
Yeah, but then he expects me to remember it, and I can't. My brain doesn't work at the minute.
Mine just doesn't work at all.
Come here. Where are you going?
He's here.
I don't really get an option for mine to work.
Say hello. See, I'm the one who's making all the goddamn noise.
He's more settled now, though.
He thinks he's a pit bull. He's a shitball. You stupid dog. Stupid dog.
I saw a beautiful pit bull the other day. It had really, really long head. I like the. Yeah, like they are quite long-headed anyway, but like,
Right.
it was like just gigantic. It was massive.
I miss my old pit bull.
Hmm.
You better behave than you, little turd.
He's just a gobby little shit.
So's the dog.
Rules the roost completely.
No, he doesn't. The cats beat the piss out
I
of
mean,
him.
they do, yeah, they do, to be fair.
Well, that's
Bully
good. They should do.
Hey?
Well, cats are bigger than him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should beat him up. Teach him a lesson.
Look at this.
But
All
he
these years of breeding dogs, and like they come from wolves, and we've got this. Like, how does that even work?
It doesn't really, does it?
You used to be a wolf. Your people were wolves,
Sweet your ears out.
and you're just a floppy cock. And yeah,
And somewhere in between, there's like massive hunting dogs as well that he's probably related to.
Hey, he hunts for badgers every night.
Does he?
Imaginary ones. He digs for hours at nothing.
Yeah.
little digger, aren't you?
He is.
Don't let him near a flower bed. He's
Really?
Oh, he's a
Just-
nightmare.
There's probably all the smells in it.
yeah, little turd.
Like the chicken. That's what he wants. Oh, sorry, we're boring you.
He smells. He does need a bath.
I know. I'll do it at some point.
He's been digging.
He's been digging.
He smells like soil.
Oh. Oh,
Thanks, mate.
just eating your ear. Lovely. There we
Who
go.
wanted that dog? Not me.
Technically, we got it because I wanted a dog.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
We
that
missed
one.
having a dog,
Yeah, we
and
did.
I would have quite happily have had like a Frenchie or a German Shepherd, or I know they're massively different. But
You picked up though.
your mum picked this.
Yeah,
She
so
saw
that's
this and she went, "Oh, let's go get it."
I love big dogs.
20 minutes late to pick him up.
Yeah, but
That's
he's right. He might bark,
He's a Doberman in his mind.
and he's a bit of a knobhead, but he is good in the house. And
Oh, I love all dogs, but like my preferred is big dogs.
See, we've always had big dogs. This is the first little dog I've had in my adult life.
I remember the 3 that you had before.
he'll be the last.
right.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
No. We said that last time when the
Yeah,
big
we
ones had to go,
we did.
and we said we wouldn't get another one because of the freedom. And then, like, as annoying as he is, he's still all right. He's all right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because you are a dog family, to be fair.
I thought about getting a friend, and then I was like, oh
Yeah.
Not another one of these.
no,
If there's anybody watching who wants one of these, no,
Don't
don't
do
do it. They're gobby little bastards.
yeah, they are.
They don't stop barking. No normal training technique works.
No.
It's not
Don't
food
listen.
orientated. It's not ball orientated.
Yeah. Not bad.
He thinks he's a cat as well.
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
just- um,
Well, he thinks he's a cat until he wants to start shouting at people, and then he starts barking for ages, doesn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
He realizes he can talk about more
Yeah.
than the cats.
If you start gobbing, I'll flush you.
He's chasing.
He's
the cat.
chasing the cat. There we go, straight away.
Why can't we do wrestling shows abroad?
Because last
Cost.
time we tried to take a wrestling ring abroad, it was a nightmare. And
Yeah.
Last time was fine.
oh yeah, you went to Brussels, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the time before that was a nightmare. And it's a lot of hard work and a lot of paperwork, and yeah,
And since Brexit, it would probably be harder.
costs a fortune. Why aren't you eating this bit? Oh.
Like for me, I can work all over Europe because I'm a European citizen. Whereas a lot of people would need stamps and potential paying for a license to work. Then there's the cost of taking everything and the cost of advertising out there. It'd just be so difficult to do it.
Mm.
And the van's 20 years old. I don't
It'd
know.
make it a lot easier if like it was with like a chain of hotels or something like that was willing to kind of, you know, give you a contract or something like that.
But I also have a real job for a living, and it's really difficult to
Leave me unsupervised.
Yeah, I can't leave him unsupervised. Shit goes south really quickly when I leave him unsupervised. Or he would come back and he'll have bought everything from the country. So he would have spent more money than what we earned. So we can't be left unsupervised. He genuinely can't.
I could
I don't know what
supervise him.
I am really responsible with money.
I can supervise him.
Can you though? You're just as bad as
Maybe.
me. Absolutely.
Maybe.
I can hear your missus's voice in the background going, "Don't fucking do it." He's lying.
They're going to get treats.
All of them.
We're going to get things that make us want even more treats.
Exactly.
It's not my only reason for wanting to go there.
We've just, talking of going away, I got an email from Tesco saying, "Oh, you're about to lose loads of vouchers, you know, from your club card." So I had like £100 or £110 in vouchers that I needed to use today.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, we can get the ferry and we can just go for a weekend away. It's our 15-year wedding anniversary this year. So can we do it before the camps start, just for a weekend or something? And we could have done the ferry, but then there would be the cost of the hotel on top, or staying with family and then paying for the train to go to Amsterdam or whatever. So she was like, "Look, there's loads of hotels available. We can just get a hotel and go to a different city and go and like watch something or go out for a meal somewhere else and just go for a night out somewhere else." So I was like, "Yeah, go to Manchester because I like shopping there." So we've looked at all these places, traded the vouchers in for a hotel, and then we ring the hotel chain. "Sorry, we don't take them." What? So we're waiting for a complaint to be resolved with Tesco about that. Stupid.
That's
I want a
It's
holiday.
mad that like they expire as well. I thought you just always had them and that was it.
No, they expire, which is really annoying. So, but because I only work 4 days a week now, so it's made it a bit easier for my weekends. I filled them up with wrestling and bank shifts, which is really annoying. But I've got like the 13th, 14th, and 15th off. So I was like, right, we can do something. Because 15 years married is quite a milestone, really, especially in today's day and age. Like, people don't stay married that long, do they? But here we are.
Yeah.
Unless he shaves his beard off. And then we won't make 15 years.
Where's me clippers? I've used my ball hair trimmer.
God. Some of the first things he said to me, right? When I got home, Journey went, "I've sliced my balls open." And I went, "Doing what?" He went, "Well, my new clippers arrived, but I didn't read the instructions properly." Brilliant.
Used the wrong blade. I got a nasty cut.
Yeah, I did that once.
It's not fun. The shower when I got to the gym was bad. What made it worse is the fucking shower gel I used, that mint stuff. Holy shit.
the bright green one that looks fluorescent.
Yep. Right, if
not
anybody was looking under the cubicle, I had a quivering leg and I went, "Ooh!" Sounded like I was sticking something in my bum bum.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, 15 years is a milestone, like.
It is. I mean,
when's it coming up?
July 28th.
Do you know, I don't know if this has been in the podcast or what. So it's my birthday on the 25th, and then the 28th is we're spending it in the most glorious of towns.
Glorious of towns.
Cleethorpes. Yeah, Cleethorpes. We normally end up doing a wrestling show on our wedding anniversary.
We're doing a camp show on our wedding anniversary. That's what we're doing.
The venue's great. The staff
Oh,
are
yeah,
brilliant.
no, they are
Honestly,
brilliant.
it is one of my favorite places because we do have a really good laugh. The staff are fantastic there.
Yeah, they are.
Which venue is it?
The
Beachcomber.
Pearl,
Oh,
Beachcomber,
the Pearl,
yeah.
Beachcomber. Yeah.
I don't know if I've been there. I might have been there. I think
Probably.
Chris goes there sometimes.
I think he has done it before. Yeah, it's right next door to the Haven there that we used to do with WAW.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was, yeah.
Because one year I know we had the Pearl or the Beachcomber as it was, and WAW had because this is a WAW one that we're doing it for them.
Yeah.
So we'd do the Haven and the Beachcomber. Was it on the same day?
Yeah.
We'd do one and go to the other. We'd have like an hour on the beach and then go to the other one.
That's class.
Mm.
Yeah. It's good when you can get 2 shows in the same day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, some of them we were doing 3 a day, and that was rough.
Yeah. I think it's rough on the day, but when you look back on it, you always look back
yeah.
on it kind of like a bit fondly, don't you?
Yeah,
You
massively.
do, but
yeah.
my hips don't. Jesus, putting that wrestling ring up and down 3 times in one
It's
day.
nothing to do with the wrestling ring. That's your age.
Fuck off. It like honestly, it takes its toll on the old body lifting that shit.
Old body.
Old. I said the old body because I am old.
I
I'm older than
emphasised
you.
old.
Yes, I know. 43 for Christ's sake. I'm allowed to be like this. I'm allowed to be
No,
not.
you could do like DDP yoga stuff. Bring some youth back into your hips.
When do I have time for that shit?
Well, you just said you got extra days, but you filled it with work.
I know.
You gave yourself a better work-life balance so you could ruin your work-life balance.
I know. I know, right? Dear. Time is it?
I don't know.
We've got 8 minutes. We need to wind down at 8:30 because I've got to go pick the lad up. Well, you do because I've had gin, so you've got to drive.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I like driving, I do.
I like blinking.
Where's he at, like?
Well, he's at a friend's house.
Yeah.
Says it's a friend, not his girlfriend.
But his normal friends he can't walk to. He always wants a lift to. And he can't wake up for anything. But this morning he was up and out of bed and showered before I'd got up for work. And I had a early PT session and he was up and showered before I was up.
But not his
Just
girlfriend.
But it's my girlfriend.
Just think there was a point where our parents were talking about this, like about us.
Not us. They didn't have computers when she was younger.
No, my parents
Yeah,
think-
but like the same kind of conversation back then. Just us thinking that we're being really sneaky and really wily and stuff, and going like,
Yeah,
"Oh
she
no,
was
it's not
private school. She didn't do anything like that.
Piss off. I got grounded for 8 weeks across the summer holidays because I necked a bottle of my mum's whiskey and then rang my dad and said, "Dad, will you replace it for me?"
You didn't
and,
ring them. You weren't phones back
and then
then.
not only
you,
that,
you tapped it onto a tablet and got a bird to fly it.
Because I said messenger button.
There
And I
were
think
phones back
during
then.
the day, there were phones, yeah. You just had to like
Yeah.
attach it to the wall.
There were phones back then. You just had to ring people like this.
Yep. They're
Oh,
on
it's wrong number.
six. Start again.
Is it true? When you were little, it was black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only had 4 channels on the telly, and there was no remote. You had to get up and actually gadunk to turn to change it over. And you couldn't use the internet and the phone at the same time. And if your mum picked it up to kind of go ring a mate, it cut you off. It's right fucking nightmare.
You were around during the beginning of the internet, so you know that.
Google is younger than
Who,
you.
me?
Yeah.
No. I'm only 22
Sitting there
years,
with your backwards cap on, trying to pretend like you're younger than you are.
20 years old.
He took his glasses off, you know, Joe, so he didn't look as old. He's like, people don't need to see that I'm Specky Four Eyes. That's what it was.
But that doesn't make you look older. It just makes you look visually impaired, and that's it.
He was hoping that you were going to say it made him look more sophisticated or whatever. No, just visually impaired.
No one needs to see me with face furniture on.
Face furniture.
What the hell, guys?
You're all right.
I have perfect vision because I am young, youthful.
You keep telling yourself that, love.
It's a true
Egypt.
story.
He made a deal with himself that he wouldn't get over 25.
It's only because he can't count above it. He's been 25 for the last couple of years.
No. I hit 25 and then I went to level 1, level 2, level 3, and now I'm on year 25, level 6.
Of grey hair or?
How the fuck does that work?
Am I on level 7? I don't know. How old am I?
You're 40.
I don't actually know. I'm not 40, am I?
I'm
What
41.
year is it?
You're 41. You were
Yeah,
born
so
in.
you're on level 15.
You're level 15, mate.
I don't know.
See, told you can't count
It's
above 25.
2025.
Shit a brick. I'm not doing myself any favours here, am I?
No. And anyway, technically, right, because I turned 40 during COVID and my birthday was in lockdown, it don't count.
Oh, shut up. You're so old.
Therefore,
Yeah, because everything was on lockdown, so was your age.
yeah.
Yeah.
My body's just not agreed with that, though.
No.
My body thinks I'm about 80.
I saw a conspiracy theory earlier when I was doing my poop scroll, and it said we all died in 2020.
There was one night that I felt I was dying. It was horrible.
I remember that.
We all died and we're living in the memory of 2020. That 7-minute thing that feels like forever. But that also apparently happened in 2012.
I remember
That was my
during
memory.
COVID and having COVID and my face hurting so much that I woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning, took every bit of medication that there was on my bedside table, which probably shouldn't have been taken together, and thought, fuck it, if I don't wake up, it don't matter. This hurts.
Oh.
And I slept for about 18 hours.
Why not?
Felt great.
No, I didn't get COVID and I was doing like what's it called? House to house caring. I can't remember what it's called.
Just caring, innit?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's I was doing that and I didn't get COVID until I was actually vaccinated.
Well, no, to be
So I
fair.
was like,
So
what's the fucking point in that?
So we were forced to have the COVID jab
Yeah.
because I was a student nurse at the time. So we had to have it. And I had the first 2. I didn't have any more after that. But I got COVID 2 weeks before I was due to finish my last management placement. So 2 weeks before I was due to qualify. And I had to extend. So I had the COVID. I was off for 14 days. And then I had 8 days to meet the examination board. And I had to cram 60 hours into that 8 days whilst recovering from COVID in order to qualify, or otherwise I'd have had to have resit the whole of my 3rd year again.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's mental.
We were told we were going to get fined if we didn't get our vaccines and stuff.
Yeah, like completely.
Something like £2,000 or something.
You have to have it. And I was like,
Not me, buddy.
We're not forced to like have the flu injection or anything, but COVID we were. It was like you can't carry on if you don't have the COVID vaccine. So I ended up having it. Is what it is.
All the precautions that we took for COVID are always going to be looked back on as so ridiculous.
I got fit tested for my COVID protection 2 years after COVID, and none of the masks fit me. Like I failed every single fit test. So what am I meant to do with that? I'm like,
like all carers and stuff like that, they had like, I'm sure everyone that I knew had like a box of gloves and a box of face masks in the boot of the car.
Yeah.
Just in
I
case
know
they get
someone who used a box of face masks because they needed to poop in a public place.
It wasn't me.
Mad.
No, it wasn't you.
I was going to say, Jesus, let's just reiterate this. Yeah, no, it wasn't me.
That's all he had in the car. So.
Face masks.
Mad, isn't it? Like even the lining up for going to Tesco's.
It's ridiculous.
I went to a Tesco's during it, and I saw the line out there, and I was just like, I'm not doing that. So I just drove back and went, I'll come back at 8 o'clock. Came back at 8 o'clock, and there was no one there.
Yeah.
was completely empty. I had the whole shop to myself. It was great.
I found though, because obviously I was working in the community for part of it, like trying to get fuel for my car.
Yeah.
I had to take my NHS badge to show so that I could get priority at a fuel pump. That was difficult trying to do like community nursing at that point. That was a right nightmare.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But then, like, those small privileges was quite good, though.
Yeah, but I'd rather we didn't have COVID. That'd have been far better. That'd have been all right.
Like most other people, I started walking and running and stuff like that in COVID, and I was getting quite far with it. I went on a run quite far. It was the first time I'd done 10K. I came back, and it was also the same day, the first day that everybody stepped outside their house and started clapping. So I came running back, and the end of everyone was clapping. I take my headphones off, like,
what the fuck?
He's all clapping for.
Oh, they're like, there goes Joe. Woo!
well done for 10K, mate. Something like a relative of mine or something has gone to every house and just gone. He's going running, you know. He's doing a 10K first time.
They should do that. Oh dear. Right. On that note, Joe, we do need to wrap this up because I've got to go pick the child up. I've got to bring him home from his girlfriend's at some point. So
we need to film the opening for Sunday's promo as well, if there's time.
What, me?
Not you.
Oh,
me
good.
and him.
No, we're not going to do that. Who? An Ion?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so I'm hoping that.
Yeah, because we've got the podcast recorded. It's ready to go. We just need the.
Well, you could do that tonight.
Opening.
I'll not. So I'm hoping that Liam's here somewhere to help wrap this up for us. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. So
it always is. We always have a laugh anyway.
You need to come over and we need to have some food and go out for a meal and whatnot sooner rather than later.
Can't say the place until they sort out what they promised, though.
This is true, but we'll sort that.
Yeah, we can't promote them until they sort themselves out.
Exactly. I need to go.
Right.